10 years old. How is this 10 years old already? I still can't believe I even have this in my hands right now. Thank the fucking Lord that they repressed this. Seriously though, InfinityOnHannah has turned 10 years old. Today is the 10-year anniversary that this wonderful album was released. And I was just thinking about it today, and I thought, you know, considering the name of my channel is InfinityOnHannah, I couldn't really stay silent with this album today. Honestly, InfinityOnHannah, fantastic album. Like, it's seriously one of my favorites. Like, I say that about pretty much every Fall Out Boy album except for their last two, but for real, it's so hard for me to pick which one's my favorite. I feel like for a while I forgot how awesome this record was. You know, I kind of dismissed it a lot, but when you look at all these songs, seriously, there really isn't a bad track on here. This generally got a lot of great reviews from critics, but I feel like a lot of the critics were kind of worried, you know, about the fans' reception because they did change things up a bit. This is probably their most diverse album, if you ask me. They took some risks here, you know, changing it up. There's a lot of collaborations. It opens up with a spoken word from Jay-Z, and the genre's probably just considered rock or pop punk, but there's a fusion of so many different other elements here. There's heaviness in the guitars, especially on songs like Thriller, Hum Hallelujah, and the Carpal Tunnel of Love, which features screaming from Pete Wentz. There's slower tracks as well, like I'm Like a Lawyer and Golden, which is very dark. This also features very successful singles like The Takeover, The Break's Over, which is kind of different from a lot of things that they've ever created, I feel like. Also, This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race, which honestly is one that I'm kind of sick of by now just because I've heard it way too many times. I'm Like a Lawyer is another one that's a pretty big hit. Thanks for the Memories is one of their biggest songs ever. Pretty much everybody knows that song. And all the way down to the bonus tracks, I feel like every single song on here is just amazing. And this is an album especially that you want to listen to all the way through. It's so easy to do that with this record. When I got this vinyl and listened to it for the very first time, I found it so easy to just keep playing it over and over. It literally says at the end of the record, now press repeat. I think that's hilarious. But seriously guys, I just wanted to reflect on how awesome this album is. 10 years! This album is going to go down as seriously one of my favorites of all fucking time. Look how beautiful the cover is also. I kind of want to admire that as well. I love the whole aesthetic of this record. It's just so pretty. I love the night sky thing. It's just beautiful. InfinityOnHannah features a lot of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs, including Thriller, Hum Hallelujah, The Afterlife of the Party, The Carpal Tunnel of Love, Bang the Doldrums, Fame is Less Than Infamy, and of course the bonus track, Gymnasts. Love that one too. And I feel bad because I feel like a lot of these songs have been overlooked. Besides the singles, those have been played so much on the radio and stuff that people forget about, you know, the rest here, the in-between songs that are so much better in my opinion. This record flows beautifully. Even though there are so many different sounding songs, I feel like it still sounds similar enough that it just works as a record as a whole. If you have not dug into the deep cuts on this record, please do yourself a favor tonight and check out these songs. I'm about to go spin this as soon as I finish making this video. But seriously, I just kind of wanted to reflect on InfinityOnHannah 10 years later. This is just insane that this album's been around for that long. I still think it has potential to make an impact on music listeners, so if you haven't heard this record, please go ahead and listen to it. Seriously, this is just an incredible listen all the way through. There's so many great songs on here that I really wish that they would play live, and it includes my favorite song by Fall Out Boy of all time, Thriller. This record probably has a song for everybody. Like I said, there's a mix of like heavier stuff, pop punk stuff, or radio friendly rock pop ones, and there's ones that have like horns and other really cool instrumentation. There's just so much going on here that you literally can't go wrong with this record. Happy birthday, InfinityOnHannah, and thank you Fall Out Boy for making this record. This is seriously some of their best work in my opinion. If you're a Fall Out Boy fan, let me know in the comments below your favorite song from InfinityOnHannah. When did you get into this album? How do you feel about it 10 years later? Were you around when it first came out? If you were, very jealous of you. Feel free to reflect down below. I'd love to chat with you guys about this record. It's seriously one of my favorites of all time.